Hi everyone, so today's video is going to be my everyday makeup look. So this is what I would wear on a day-to-day basis, really quick and easy. So I'm going to show you how I go from this lifeless human being to this other girl who has her eyebrows and highlight on fleek. So I always start out with like a moisturizing or illuminating primer, and this goes all over the face to just kind of give my skin a bit of moisture, and I just blend that out, and then I give it a couple of minutes just to set into the skin because I don't want it mixing in with my foundation or anything. Then I take a mattifying primer and I put this onto the center points of my face, so wherever I get oily, because I do have an oily T-zone. Then I'm going to take a colour corrector concealer. This one's a pink one from NYX, and this is going underneath the eyes to dull down the purple tones. And then I'm taking yellow concealer, or else I'll take a green depending on my mood, and I'm putting this onto my blemishes or like redness or scarring that I have. This is just going to make them easier to conceal. Then for day-to-day foundation, I use the Revlon Colour Stay or L'Oreal True Match. They are my holy grail foundations between high-end or drugstore. I love them over everything. So today I'm using the Revlon Colour Stay, which is a really full coverage, long-lasting foundation, and the shade I'm using is Buff, which is kind of like a pale shade with a warm undertone to it. So I buff that in with the F20 from Blank Canvas, and now I'm concealing and priming my lids with the Catrice Camouflage concealer, and I'm going to set the concealer with a face powder just to make sure that the eyeshadows blend nicely on top. Next is brows. Brows are something I will do every single day because I just don't feel myself without them, and I have very little brows to begin with, so I always have to do these every day. I use my Fuschia Boom Brow Gel in Deep Brunette, and this is just my favourite at the minute, and I kind of just follow my natural shape. I am going to do an in-depth brow tutorial very soon because I have switched up some of the products I use, so you can stay tuned for that. I use the NYX Wonder Pencil to just sharpen up the edges of my brow, and I really like this technique lately. It makes them look really crisp and defined. For the start of my brow, I use the Catrice eyebrow kit, and I take the light shade and the little brush that comes with it, and I literally just feather this into the start of my brows just to give a little bit of a fade. And then I take the same kit and the darker shade, and I'm going to use this to kind of sharpen up and define the tail of my brow a little bit extra, just fill in those really sparse areas just to make sure that the brows are on fleek. And then I'm taking my eyebrow gel. This one's from Essence, and this is just going to hold the hairs in place and give a little bit of extra coverage. Now for eyes every day, I pretty much grab my Fuchsia Pro palette purely because there is loads of different colours to choose from. So depending on how much time I have, I will do a dramatic eye or I'll do a simple one. So I'm just going to show you a simple one today that I would do when I have like 15 or 20 minutes to get ready. So I'm starting out with Peach Smoothie first, which is the perfect transition colour, especially if you're pale like me. And this is going to be buffed into the crease with a fluffy blending brush. This one's from Uvani, and I'm just building up this colour, so I'm blending it into the crease and then using the brush to blend it up towards my brow bone as well, and this is just a really good transition colour. Then I'm taking Creme Brulee, which is a nice light warm brown. This is going more directly into the crease just to deepen it up and define it, and then I am going to blend it up towards Peach Smoothie to make sure that they blend together. These two shades here I'm going to mix next, and these are from the Zoeva Cocoa Blends palette. I just have them depotted for handiness for my kit, but they're just like nice warm browns. And then I'm placing these into the outer half of the crease, the outer third of my lid, and the outer V. So this is just going to make the eyes actually look like you've put more effort into them than you actually have. I just feel like it's a nice touch to pop a little bit of a darker colour on the outer V, and I just think it makes a huge difference. Next I'm taking a bronzer. This one is from Sleek, and I'm putting this onto the outer V of the eye just to darken it up a small bit more, just for a bit of extra definition, and I make sure that that's blended as well on the eye. For the lid, I'm using the NYX Derma Pencil in Milk, and then I will grab like a highlight shade. So literally depending on what palette I grab that day, what highlighter I'm using, usually just like a pale highlight shade. Today I used the Inglot shadow. I'll list the name down below because I clearly don't know it, but it's a golden highlight shade, so that's just been packed onto the lid. Next, I'm taking the white highlight shade from Inglot, and this is going onto the brow bone to highlight that area. And next, I'm going to take a cotton pad and some micellar water, and I'm basically going to sharpen up the outer edge of my eye. And I love this trick for everyday makeup because it makes it look really crisp and clean and neat, and I just think it's really, really nice for everyday makeup. It's like a quick, handy tip to make it look like really kind of professional. Then I always conceal underneath my eyes, and I'm using the NYX HD concealer, so I'm putting that underneath my eyes and then on the usual center points of my face. Now because I'm pale, it's not really going to highlight too much, but it is going to give me a little bit of extra coverage. So I put that on my blemishes too, and I just blended that out with my fingers, and now I'm using a brush to blend out the under eye area, and I also use my foundation brush to make sure it's buffed in. For powder, I use the Vichy dermablend, so I'm going to set the highlighted areas more directly, and then I take a big fluffy brush and set the rest of my face just roughly. For the under eye area, I'm running creme brulee underneath the eyes really, really quickly. Then I'm running the Zoeva shadow underneath my lower lash line, and then I'm putting the NYX Wonder Pencil on my waterline, and then the NYX Jumbo Pencil on my inner corner. And then I'm going to blend that out and set it with that same Inglot shadow. So this is just going to highlight the inner corner and just open them up a little bit. And then for mascara, I just lash on whatever mascara. This one is from Isadora. I think it's the long lasting long lash mascara. I will list it down below because again I clearly don't know the name, but I'll usually use this or L'Oreal Volume Milling Lashes or Benefit's Roll Lash. I like a lengthening mascara for daytime rather than a volumizing one, so I like one that lengthens and separates lashes. For bronzer, I'm using the Sleek blush and contour palette in light, so I'm using the bronzer to bronze up my face. So I just put this on the jawline, along the cheeks, around the temples, around the forehead, the usual outer perimeters that I would bronze up, and then I contour with the NYX blush in taupe. And I'm going to contour the hollows of my cheeks underneath my lip and the sides of my nose, and I'll balance it out on the forehead and jawline too. For blush, I use it from the Sleek palette for handiness. I don't really have like everyday stuff. I usually grab this palette because it has a bronzer, a blush and a highlight, and it's handy for when you're in a rush. Then I'm just sharpening up underneath my contour, and then the highlight I'm using is from the same Sleek palette, and that's going onto the cheekbones. This is gorgeous, like a really good product if you can get your hands on it. Really great for the price, and I use it all the time. And then I'm going to highlight the center of my nose as well, so I just kind of do like a little exclamation mark, just something I've been doing lately, I don't know. And then I also highlight the Cupid's bow. I'm also taking this baked eyeshadow from Clean Color. I got it for like $1, and it is unreal for highlighting, especially when you're pale. It's like a white frosty highlight shade and it's intense. I love it. As you can see, glow. Then for lips, I'm using the Penny's nude lip liner. I love this. As you can see, that one's pretty pared down, and I have a backup. I think I have 2 backups, but I love it, and I just line my lips and fill it in with this. Sometimes I'll just wear gloss, but a lot of the time I'll pop on a nude lip if I have time. And then I'm popping the matte lipstick crayon, again from Penny's, in the shade brown on top, and it's just for a little bit of extra coverage, and it's just like a nice kind of brownie nude and perfect for every day. And that is the look. Whew, I feel out of breath. I hate doing voiceovers. Have you noticed? I got stopped there about 4 times by people coming into my room. But that is the look. Really simple. It will depend, like my everyday look, on how much time I have. Sometimes I'll add liner if I have time. Sometimes I'll just do mascara and bronzer and brows. It can literally depend, but this is like my usual go-to look. So I hope you enjoyed it. I'll list all the products down in the info bar with all my social medias, and thank you so much for watching, guys. Bye.